Hello, fictional. Welcome to the Fiction Series X. Today we are gonna see, what if Issei become a Omni God King? The short movie. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Far away from Earth is a man that just the name made people pale in terror, but who is this man? Well, he is no man, he is that of a god, and a very powerful one at that. He is Jason Coleman, the Omni God King. He rules over the whole omniverse, but to him it gets boring with no one to fight, because no can give him a challenge. "God, this is lame as hell," said Jason as he sat on his throne. "Honey, come here, I have big news," yelled and young women as Jason got up and went to his room to have his eyes widened in shock when he saw his wife's stomach was bigger than normal. "Jason, I am pregnant, we are going to have a baby boy," said the young women with tears in her eyes. Jason's eyes tear up as well. "Tracy, this is wonderful, I can't wait to have a child," said Jason, as the now named women walked to her husband and kissed him. "Tracy, I sense his power right now, just 1 month in, and he might rival the current Lucifer. I have no doubt he will rival me in terms of power when he grows up." "Jason?" asked Tracy, was she looked worried for her prince. "Yes dear," asked Jason. "We need to seal his power away," said Tracy. Jason looked shocked that she said this. "I don't want any of the fractions taking him and making him a weapon," she said in sadness. Jason looked mad as his power leaked off him and make the whole universe shake. His eyes turned blood red. "They won't lay a hand on my son or they all will die at my hands," Jason roared like dragon. "But if that is what you want, then so be it." Jason put his hand on her stomach and said seal. There was a bright light and then it died down, then they could not sense his power anymore and now they wait. "Time skip 8 months, come on Tracy, one more push," said Jason. Today's was the day he was born. They were in the human world as his wife was giving birth. "Ai," yelled his wife, and they hear a baby crying. He has blood red hair and eyes, and his body fat level was low. "Can I hold him?" asked Tracy, as she cried for her child. The doctor gave her baby. "What should we name him?" asked Jason with joy in his voice. "We will name him Issei," said his wife. "The pan where he can fit it. I know there are devils there, and that does not matter to me. I just want him to live a normal life. But if the time come when he is in danger, the seal will break and some of his power will come out," said Tracy. "The Great War is still going on. I need to stop it now," said Jason, as he teleports right where Azazel, God, and the 4 great devil kings were fighting. As Jason walked to them, they all stop. Fear, terror, that was what was going through her mind as they ran in front of Jason and Neil. "My lord, we welcomed your planet," said God, "but still look as white as snow. I sure don't feel welcome with this war going on, so I want it stopped now," said Jason, and he powers up to 1% and shakes the whole area and brings all the devils, fallen angels, to the ground gasping for air. "Why yes, my lord, we will stop," said God as he can barely speak. I to will call my troops off, my lord," said Serziches. Ajuka nodded. "Same here, my lord," said Azazel. Jason finally let his power go down and left to meet up with his wife. "Time skip at the Coleman mansion. I am so happy that I have a son to take care of," said Tracy, and she and Jason fell asleep. "He will one day rise to be the new Crowd King just like I was, and I can't wait to see what he accomplishes," said Jason, as the Omni King and Queen fell asleep. It has been 7 years, and today was Issei's birthday, and he went to his dad and asked him something that will take his dad by surprise. "Daddy, can you train me to be big and strong like you, so I can protect the people I care for?" Issei asked his father with hope and raw determination in his eyes. "Yes, my prince, I will train you to be a strong man, and you will make me and your mother proud," said Jason, and he and Tracy went off to train Issei. Time skip 9 years. Issei has trained hard over the 9 years, and he is now 16, standing at 6'5" and 213 pounds of ripped muscle. And what really got his father eyes was that with the seal he has on, his power still is growing over the years. If he were to take it off, he would be on par with Great Red. His father also told him about the 3 fractions and to look out for them. He worked on his power senses so he can sense a devil or a fallen or angel. Now was the hardest day for him. His mom was in the hospital dying because of the war. The angel fallen and devils fought so much. His mom was attached by a fallen angel leader with little time life to live. Issei held his mom's hand in her final moments. "Issei, my prince, don't cry, it will be okay, my time has come and I will watch you from the sky," said Tracy, as Issei has some tears run down his eyes, as did his dad Jason. "My love, my time has come, watch over Issei for me and keep him out of trouble." Jason shook his head as his wife laid in the bed. Great Red and Office stood there as they watched their queen die. I love you, mama, I will never forget you," Issei said as his mom closed her eyes and has her last breath. Issei roared so loud the whole house was shaking. "I swear on my life the 3 fractions will know true fear and pain." His father then gave Issei a hug and went back to the dimension he lives in. Great Red Office. Issei spoke in a dark voice that sent shivers down their spine. "Yes, your highness, what can we do for you?" asked the 2 dragon gods. "I need you to keep my identity a secret. I want to take the world by storm. When I rise, they will all feel my wrath," he said with venom in his voice. Great Red and Office nodded in agreement. Issei then went to his own house to sleep and get ready for his first day of school. As he went to bed but in his mind he thought one thing Ria's Gremory I will see you tomorrow Issei thought with a devilish smile and he was off to sleep. Issei got up from bed and went to go and work out in his own gym. He did his workout took a shower, then he went to his garage to get in his car, he then drove off to the school to start his journey. Guo Academy at the entrance stood a young girl with black hair and violet eyes who wore the academy's school uniform. This was Sona Citri she was the school council president next to her stood a young girl with back hair that went to her hips and gold eyes with a very well-formed body, this was Tsubaki Shinra she was the student council vice president and they wanted for the young prince to arrive. What are we doing out here my lady we should be in class right now. Asked Tsubaki. We are waiting for the new student Issei Coleman he should be here soon. She said as they heard the sound of an engine roaring as one of the most expensive cars on the market pulled up to the school parking lot and Issei walked out as he was wearing. As he got out of his car all the girls were blushing like mad and drooling over Issei's body and handsome face. He saw Sona and walked up to them. Hi my name's Issei Coleman it's a pleasure to meet you. Issei said as he bowed in respect. Such a gentleman I am Sona Citri the student council president and this last next to me is Tsubaki Shinra the student council vice president. We will show you around and them to your classes. She finished with a bow at the end. Well let's be off then ladies. As they walked around they showed him all around but when he went outside he saw a girl with a well-formed body with blue-green eyes and long crimson hair looking at him and he looked back and she left the window. Issei made a devilish smile when he thought one thing as he walked to class. Ria's Gremory Issei thought to himself. In the classroom okay kids we have a new student coming today you may come in now young man. The tracer said as Issei walked in he looked at the class the girls had hearts in their eyes and the boys glared at him. Breda another pretty boy. He better not steal all the girls. OMG he is so hot he is cuter than Kiba. Please go out with me. The class was a war zone until the teacher yelled at them. Enough now sit and be quiet so he can introduce himself. The teacher yelled at the top of his lung they all shut up. Hi my name's Issei Coleman I like my family working out, I hate perverted, bullies, and people who think they are better than everyone. Issei finished. Okay Issei you can sit by Miss Gremory please raise your hand. The teacher told the young god. Riaz did as she was asked and Issei smiled at her and he went next to her and class went on. The bell rang and he was on his way home when he saw Issei with a girl on the beige and asked him out Issei knew it was a fallen and that he has drag in him. He also knew that Riaz was going to let him die and review him in her peerages. Well it's so sad that Drake pick him as a host, let's hope he can be awakened soon. Issei said as he roared his engine getting their attention and he drove off. Bork so he was asked out by the fallen angel what should we do my lady? Asked a young man. We wait that's all we can do for now but Akeno. A girl with black hair and a ponytail and a well-formed body and violet eyes that wore the school uniform, this was Akeno Himejima a 3-year just like Ria's. Yes my lady what do you need? She asked the crimson hair girl. What do you know about the new kid Issei Coleman? When she said his name all the girls could not help but blush at the thought of the Omni God Prince and his perfect face and ripped muscles. The new Hulk of the school he is a 3-year just like us, why do you think he is like Alex and has a sacred gear? Akeno asked her king. I felt like there is a seal on him if he has a sacred gear he might be able to get me out of my problem, but until then keep an eyes on him for me okay Akeno? Asked Riaz and Akeno nodded her head. Who are you Issei Coleman? Riaz asked herself. Issei who just woke up did his workout and took a shower and was ready for school. He went downstairs and into his kitchen to get some food, but he also sensed that someone was watching him he thought nothing of it and went to school. Guo Academy. Issei made his way to class, but bam here I am into someone and saw that she dropped your stuff. I am so sorry I did not see where I was going let me help you. Issei said offering help and gave her the binder. It's fine my name's Akeno Himejima nice to meet you. Akeno said with a soft smile. Nice to meet one of the 2 great ladies of Kuo my name's Issei Coleman. He said with a bow. Oh I know you are god of Kuo everyone know you, but until next time bye Issei it was nice to meet you. She said as she walked off swinging her hip sexually Issei just walked to his class. Skipping the class. As Issei was walking home he saw Alex with the fallen angel, so he hid in a bush. I had so much fun in our date, but Alex can you do me a favor? She asked the dragon emperor. Yes Yuma. She got to his ear and whispered. Would you die for me? She asked as he looked scared. What can you repeat that I could not hear you right? He said a little confused. I said will you die for me? Rayar backed away and a bright light filled the area she was not the same 16-year-old girl she looked older and worn strap close to show off your bust. It was fun Alex, but now you have to die if you want to blame someone blame God for giving you a sacred gear. Rainer finished and threw a light spear at him and it went into his gut and he lost a lot of blood Issei's eyes widened in shock and he ran to Issei's side to help him in his final moments as a human. Alex is going to be okay just hang in there. Issei said and looked at Rainer as she has a slutty smile on her face as she licked the light spear. Oh, why could you not be my target? I would have enjoyed the date with you, but I can't have anyone to know of my identity, so goodbye. She took the light spear and threw it at Issei, only for it to be blocked, and a bright light came out. Rias and Akeno, and a short girl with white hair and a young man with blonde hair came out. The Issei help me? Alex asked, and he died of blood loss, and his body went numb. Fallen angel, you have attached my servant, so you deserve to die 1,000 times. She told Rainer, who smiled. Well, you should keep a leech on your pets next time. She said, but before she could finish the starts to shake. As they all look over to see Issei, his eyes were gold and black slit eyes and has blood red aura around him. They all were pinned to their knees as Issei look at Rainer. Issei asked in a dark tone. Why did you kill Alex? He might be a pervert, but he does not deserve to die. Now you die. There was a bright light and Issei was covered in a galaxy-type aura as his hair changed, as well as looking at Rainer. Issei ran at Rainer and kicked her in the air and vanished, and was right behind her and kicked her down and made a crater the size of 5 vans, and he flew down and looked at Rainer, and she has fear in her eyes. VP, please have mercy, I will do anything for you, just don't kill me. She begged Issei to not kill her because she knew she stood no chance against him. You have 2 options, one, I kill you and walk home and feel no guilt, or you work for me as my housemaid. You have 30 seconds to pick. Issei said not to waste his time or toy with him. I pick the 2 option. She finished. Issei aura vanished. He looked at Rainer and she blushes his handsome face. He helped her up and looked at Rias. Rias Gremory, I know of your plan to let him die and revive him to look like the hero. So do as you please, but this fallen is under my care now, so don't try to hunt her down. Am I clear? Issei told her, and she shakes her head in fear. Can you come by the orc tomorrow so we can talk about this, Issei? She asked him, and he nodded his head. Until next time, Rias Gremory. Issei waved them off and went home with Rainer. They got to Issei's house, and much to the fallen angel's surprise, he has a huge mansion. Issei opens the door and goes inside. Do you want me to sleep on the couch? Because I am fine with that, Issei. She asked, but has her face turned bright crimson when she saw Issei take his shirt off to show his toned body. Like what you see, fallen angel. Also, what is your name? Issei asked the fallen, still stuck on his body. Rainer, that is my NN name. She said as she could not keep her eyes off Issei's abs. You can sleep in my bed, I will sleep on the couch tonight. Issei told the fallen as he was making his way to bed. Couch. Rainer spoke up. We can sleep in your bed together if you want, Issei. She said as he blushed when she said that and nodded his head as they went to him room. She got in a nightgown. She does not have the shoes on. As Issei got in the bed, she slept right next to him, hugging his big arm in between her big breast. She fell asleep. Nude. Issei was think to himself as he was falling asleep next to her. Odd life just got interesting. He told himself and drifted off to sleep. Issei woke up and saw that Rainer was not there, so he went downstairs to go wide eyes when he saw she was wearing a maid outfit. It's just like Grafia. Rainer, you look good in that it fits your beauty. Issei said with a smile. She blushed when he said this. Thank you, Issei, you need to get ready for school. I laid your clothes out for you. She finished and went to go clean the living room. Issei got up and went to school only to see Rias and her other devil friends waiting for him. Hey Issei, is good to see you. Rias said with a smile on her face. Okay, then let's get this over with. Where are we going to talk? Issei asked and Rias spoke up with a smile. Right, this was to the occult research club. She said, and the little white hair girl never looked away from Issei, making him feel a little weird as they were standing outside of a club. We walk in and I sit on a couch and I see Alex with Kiba and the other girls, and that issue is only staring at their chest with a perverted grin. Issei shot him a glare, making him look away. So did you tell Alex about you all? The young god asked, and she shook her head, making Issei sigh. Tell me, what about them, Issei? Alex asked. Conference about what is going on. Alex, we are all devils in the room, including you two. Rias said as they show their wings, and he looks shocked. She tells us about the Great War and the 3 fractions. So it's Ale. Alex spoke up but could not finish when Sona came in with her own little group of devils. Rias, is so good to see you. This is my new pawn Saji, go introduce yourself. Sons told the Dragon King, who nodded his head. Hi, I am Saji, nice to meet you, loser, and don't get in my way, I took up 4 pawns. Saji told Alex with pride, and Sona sighed. Saji, Alex took up all 8 of Ria's pawns, known your fact first. She told him to look shocked, then down in is my new pawn and Bishop Asia and Alex. Rias said as they all say hi back. Hey you pretty boy, how many pieces did you take up? Saji asked with a smirk as Issei cocked an eyebrow. I am not a devil. He said, making Saji to laugh at Issei. So you're just a weak human, ha 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 ha, that's sad, they are all weak. He said as Issei looked him dead in the eyes. Watch it, my mom was human and my dad was not. He said, and what came next from both off Alex, Moth and Saji sealed their fate. Then your mom is weak. They say, but the entire ground was shaking from the destructive power someone was releasing, and it was none other than Issei, as his galaxy aura covers his body, and looked pissed as shit. He ran at Alex and threw him on the wall. He sent a jab to his face with a cross, then finished with an uppercut, and a roundhouse kicked him through the wall. In rage Issei ran at Saji. He pushed him on the wall, he then knee him twice, and he got sent a couple punches to his face, then slammed his head on his knee, and made them both cry in pain. He was too fast for them to keep up, and everyone was pinned to the ground. Finally Issei stopped his rampage, and took a step back. Issei. Don't you ever call my mom weak. She fought in wars. You would piss your pants if you had to fidget in them. I watch here die in front of my eyes because of your Alexing dumb war. Issei roared like a god at the top of his lungs, and everyone was taken back by this, but inside both Alex and Saji's sacred gears, the Dragon King and Heavenly Dragon thought of one name that made them scared shitless. Jason. The dragons thought with fear in their eyes. Issei, I did not know you had such a hard past. I am sorry you had to watch your mother die. She said with sadness. Issei pulled his hair as he went back to normal, and he looked up and saw Rias and Akeno and Sona hug him, then go back to Alex. Alex, I want you to try to summon your sacred gear. Think of the part of you that is the strongest. Alex looks down and yelled, and a green light came down, and he has a red gauntlet with a green gem on it and claws. I'm going quicker on this one because he doesn't have Rainer to awaken his secret gear. Same with Asia. She just died by a fallen angel, and Race turns her into a devil. Rias and everyone else except Issei looked shocked. That's the boosted gear holding the Red Dragon Emperor, one of the 13 Longinus. Rias said, then came a deep dragon voice. Finally you have awakened me, partner. It's good to see you, Miss Gremory. He said, and everyone expected Issei bowed. Brega's honor to meet you. Rias said with a smile, and she told Alex about the two heavenly dragons, and Sona told them Saji have Ritter, the prison dragon king. Saji activated his sacred gear. It's good to see you, Drag. It was long ago we last talked. Saji's sacred gear spoke. Yes, it is Ritter, and you kid with the red hair, do you know it, Jason, by any chance? Drag said. Issei. Yes, I for one would like to know as well. The poison dragon king spoke up. Oh, it's this Jason you saved Ritter. He is probably a human. He asked, all beat up from Issei. That got Drag and Ritter to go as pale as shit and wished they died a long time ago. Drag. He is not weak before could go toe to toe with Great Red, 666 Beast, the infinite dragon god, the 4 devil kings, me, the white dragon, and the 5 dragon kings with only half his power. Everyone's eyes went wide in shock. How can a person have so much power, they all thought. Drag. Yay, so Alex don't get any amazing ideas to fight him. Me and the white one tried, and he finished us in about 5 minutes. Drake told Alex, who nosed his head in fear. Yes, I know who he is, and you will know how I know that in the future. Now let's go way back and go to why you really want me here, Rias Gremory. Issei asked, and she continued. I want you to join my peerage. When you fought Rainer your power was really high like my sister-in-law, and she is a low ultimate class devil. Rias finished and Issei spoke up. You can't make me a devil if I let you, Gremory, but thanks for the offer. I am tired. I am going to go home. Have a good day, everyone. He smiled and left to go home to see Rainer was sitting reading. She saw Issei and went to hug him. Issei, you're back. It's a little early. Was school that bad? She asked the young god, who sighed. Rias Gremory wanted me to join her peerage and make me a devil. He said, and Rainer looked mad. That devil does not know your place. I am sorry your day was bad. She said and looked at Issei, and she saw sadness in his eyes. I am going to go to bed. Join me when you want, and no more cleaning my house. Looks like I just bought it, so you're fine. He said and took off his shirt and went to bed. He closed the door and has a tear run down his face. He roared and punched the wall, and crack went all down the wall. Rainer came in and looked at Issei, and his bangs coved his eyes, and she walked up and moved them very gently and saw his eyes, and she just smiled and wiped the teardrop away. She fixed the wall, then said. It's had to be a long day for you. Let's get to bed, Issei. They both got in bed and went to sleep, and Issei took longer but drifted off to sleep eventually. Wow, okay, sorry, it's been a while. I have school and other stuff to deal, and his eyes are the eyes of the rage mode. It's the first sign he has the powers. It was a long night for Issei, and he had school to go to, so he woke up and was going to get out of bed when he could not move. Something heavy was on his chest. Then he saw crimson hair, and he put the puzzle together and moved the covers to see Race naked and laying on his chest. Rias. Please 5 more minutes, Issei. Your chest is so much better than any pillow in the underworld. She finished and Issei just was taken back until he looks to see he has no pants on and is only in his boxers. His face became as red as her hair. Rias, can you please tell me why in the 7 hells you're in my bed and neck and sleeping with my... Issei yelled only to go white when there was footsteps, and he knew it was Rainer, and that's why he got so scared. Issei, are you okay? He yelled, so I wanted to check on you. I am coming in. She said and opens the door only to see Rias laying completely on top of Issei and had her head on his chest. Rainer power was rising, and Issei has chills knowing he was in deep shit. Rainer-sama, I can explain, it's not what it looks like. She got in my bed when I fell asleep, so I did not know she was here. Issei said with fear in his eyes. Rainer calmed down and put Issei clothes out for him. Issei, you need to get to school and make it quick. She said. Issei moved at light speed to get his clothes on and helped Riaz get ready and had breakfast and went to school. Thank you for the food, it was great, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, Issei-sama. She winked at him. Issei walked away to class and Issei was going to a different class. School went on and Issei was ready for it to be over. Please be over already. Issei prayed in his mind that the day would come to end so he can go home. Bing. Issei ran out of class, but when he ran out he bumped into a girl that was the same height as Race and has red hair almost like Race, but not a dark. She had a well-formed body and had pink eyes that were beautiful to Issei. I am so sorry, let me help you with your books. He said and gave her the books and she smiled at him. Thanks you handsome, my name's Mio, what's yours? She asked and walked with Issei to his car, which is different than normal. Issei Coleman, that is my name. He said with a bow at the end, showing some respect to her. Well, thank you and I hope we can meet again, Issei-sama. She winked and walked away and Issei went to his car to go home. Make the color black and the head and backlights red. He got in his car and drove off to get home and he got there in 10 minutes. He parked his car and then he opens the door to be tackled by Rainer in a very revealing outfit. Story continues. Below, Issei face was red when her big breast was pushed up against his chest and she kissed him on the cheek and said in a sexy voice, Issei-sama, it's been so lonely without you, I just want to have some fun with you. She said and licked his neck, making him groan a little as her hands went down his shirt and to his pants. Rainer-sama, we can't do this, not right now, it's not good. He said as her violet eyes lock with his as she giggles as gets up. Oh Issei-sama, I was only joking with you, but how do I look in this, do you like it? She asked as she posed for him, then bent over so Issei could get a good view of her big bobble butt, and that made him a little excited because his pants was bulking up a little and it did not goes unnoticed from the fallen angel. She moved back and was rubbing her big booty on his pants. Rainer-sama, stop this, you're not normally like this. Issei said with moans within his sentence. She finally stopped and gave him a kiss on his red face. You're just so cute when you're flustered, it makes me want to tease you more. She finished and left, not without swinging her hips so her booty wiggle with it, and Issei just went to his room to go to rest. God, what a day I had. Issei thought to himself until there was a bright light and a magic circle opened and out came Riaz and she looked nervous. She pushed Issei on his bed and asked him one thing. Issei, I need you to take my virginity, please, it now. She begged Issei and stared to strip and Issei was too confused for this shit and he got a bloody nose when she was completely naked and sat on his lap. Riaz, what is wrong with you? I can't do this for you, I mean you're really pretty and kind, but I don't want to take it when I can see in your eyes you're trying to get out of something you're forced into. Issei finished and she had a tear run down her face. Issei hugged her, then Issei asked why she is doing this and told Issei about Riser and how they are forced to be married soon. So this prick Riser is going to come and try to take you so he can marry you, and you wanted me to take your virginity so you don't have to be with him, and you also want to pick your own husband. Did I miss anything, Riaz? Issei asked, and she shook her head and there was a bright light of silver and out came a young woman in her early 20s and wore a maid outfit and had silver hair that went down here back into 2 ponytails and a body that was better than Riaz and even Akeno. The lady them spoke. My lady, I know you want out of this arrangement, but trying to give your virginity to this lonely human, your brother would be very disappointed in you. She finished and picked up her clothes. My virginity is mine to give who I wish to have it. Also, I will not let you stand there and call one of my friends a little human, even if you are a Lucifer, she said in a low. Allow me to introduce myself, my name is Graphia Lucifer, pleased to meet you. She bowed and Issei got up from his bed and she had a deep blush form when Issei was only in his shorts so she could see his ripped body. Hello there, Miss Graphia, my name is Issei. It is good to meet the older sister to Riaz, and I know all about the 3 fractions, and no, I am not a devil. Issei finished and bowed to the young lady. Such a gentleman. Well, Riaz, Riser will be here soon, we must get you. Wish to join Issei, you may go. Graphia finished and Issei nodded and got dressed as she teleported then to the club room and they waited for this Riser Phoenix to come and soon there was a bright light of flames. Phoenix? Kiba said in a low voice and out came a man in his 20s and had blonde hair and looked like a dick. It has been a long time since Riser has been in the human world. Ari is my dear, I have come to bring you back to the underworld. Riser finished. For the last time, I will not marry you. She said and they both sat next to one another and Riser groped Riaz and messed with her hair. Who is this asshole? Sexist in rage. This young man is Riser Phoenix, heir to the Phoenix clan 3, born of the Phoenix family, also Riaz fiancé. She finished. Sex look shocked. Akeno got tea for Riser. The tea made by Riaz queen, it's very delicious. Riser said and Akeno fake smile at him and Riaz stood up and got mad. Riser, for the last time I will not marry you. Riser cupped Riaz's chin after her sentence. For the last time, Riaz, I hold the Phoenix name and I won't put it to shame, you will return to the underworld with me. He was covered by fire, and his eyes became fired, and Ria's eyes became crimson, and she power up. Grafia was going to stop them when Issei grabbed Riser's hand and looked him dead in the eyes, and everyone's eyes widened when Issei was not burned by his flames. "Back off buddy," she said. "No, now be a real man and take a no for once at your life, you fucked up burnt chicken mistake." Everyone giggled when he said that, and Riser looked at Issei with rage in his eyes. "Who do you think you are, low human, to touch the mighty Riser?" Riser informed with rage in his eyes. "Name's Issei, and I don't give a fuck about the mighty chicken, so piss off before I knock those teeth so far down your throat you'll need to stick a toothbrush up your ass to brush them." Issei said and flared his own aura, making everyone hit the ground except Grafia, but here legs felt like stick to Issei power, and he looked at Riser, and he looked mad at Issei, but he did not care. "You have no right to talk to me. I bet your mother was a slut and fucked anyone she saw you trash, ha ha ha." Rias and everyone expect Grafia and Riser lost their color as Issei head wet down and his bangs cover his eyes, then he let out a horrifying laugh. Sasuke won Issei's galaxy aura cover his body as he said only one thing. "You're dead." Issei ran and started beating Riser up until eventually Issei finished giving Riser a beatdown. When he rammed his head on his knee, Issei stood over him and Riser was covered in blood and his flames were healing him. "You asked to dance with the devil yourself, you fucked up loser, and no one talks about my mother," Issei yelled at Riser. "Your brother thought this would happen, so he came to an altercation. You two will battle in a reading game. If Riser wins, Rias has to marry him. If Riser loses, Rias is out of the arrangement. Do you two agree?" Grafia asked and Riser said some stuff and then he snapped his fingers and out were 15 women. Sex was being a pervert and Ryder asked why he was crying and Rias said he wanted a harem. Issei looked at the girls and all the girls were drooling over Issei and Sex and Riser jaw hit the floor and Issei looks down and saw his shirt was gone. So he grew a smirk and walked up to a young girl in Riser group and Issei knew it was his sister. He walked up to her and said, "It is very nice to meet you, young lady. My name is Issei. What is yours?" He bowed and she got flustered from his ripped body, perfect face and kind manners. "Such a gentleman. My name's Revel Phoenix. It's nice to meet you, Issei-sama." Rias and her sister and her queen gave Revel a look for adding the sama to his name. "Well, it was nice to meet you all. I wish to see you all later. Have a lovely day, ladies." Issei left and all the girl thought one thing as he walked out. So fucking hot. Far away from the window there was a girl there and Issei had met her and she had a blush on her face. It was none other than Mio and she also knew all about the 3 fractions. She was in one. "Soon Issei, we can be together." She licked her middle and pointer finger and her wings came out and she was off. Issei was sitting in the orc room as Rias talked about familiars and stuff. Issei listened when Sona said she was going to go to and how they will need to play a game to settle who goes. They all got ready and Rias won. "Issei, do you want to come and get one? It might help you," she asked and Issei, smirking up a storm, said he would. "God. Hey Drake, your favorite dragon queen lives there, ha 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 ha." Drake got scared when Issei said that. "How do you know about me and Tiamat?" Drake asked me. "I just know bub, but let's be off. I will see you all there," Issei said. Wait, Issei, where? She could not finish because Issei was gone in a flash of black lighting. "He is not telling us something about his powers," she said, shook her head agreeing with the Thunder Priest. They left to go get a familiar. They get there and see the master of the familiar. "Who are you?" Alex asked. "My name is Atuji and I the master of the familiar. Do you wish to have one?" he asked and Alex nodded and they were off. Then Alex asks Atuji a question. "Who it's the strongest familiar you can get?" asked the young dragon emperor. "That would be Tiamat, the chaos karma dragon," Atuji told Alex, who smirked. "She will be mine," Alex said. Then Drake said, scared. I Alex, don't me and her are not in good terms as she has killed a lot of my past hosts and I can't remember what I did to her," the heavenly dragon told Alex as Issei laughed. "Ha ha ha ha, it's the almighty red dragon scared of a dragon queen." There was a really loud roar and Alex paled when a western blue dragon was going right at him. She used a breath attack to hit Alex, but he got out of the way just in time. "Greg, you have some nerve to come here after leaving me to fight the vanishing dragon." The dragon roared and looked in Soria's and the rest of them bowed, but Issei did not. "Tiamat, it is a true honor to meet the strongest dragon queen," she said with a smile. There was a bright light and Tiamat came out in her human form, making Alex get a nosebleed. "You discuss me, red dragon in power, but you, what's your name, handsome?" she said as she points to Issei, who is killing a baddest look. "My name is Issei Coleman. It is nice to meet such a noble dragon and an absolutely outstanding looking one too," Issei said as he bowed and kissed her hand, making her face to go red and Alex to an I'm cry. Story continues below. "Such a gentleman, you could learn a thing or to Drake by this young man," she said as she gave Alex a look. "Well, I am so sorry Drake would leave such a beautiful lady like you all alone," he said with a smile that got all the girls to blush at it. "Why does he get all the girls? It's not fair," Alex asked in sadness. "Because he is not a pervert," Kaneko said and hit him in the head. "Now Tiamat, I was wondering if you would like to be my familiar." I know you're a dragon queen, but I can't treat you like one and show you more love than Drake could. He said with a soft smile and voice. Hey, that's low even for you, kid. Drake yelled at Issei, who paid no attention to him. I would love to be your familiar, and I can also sense your power, which is really high. She said, and Issei made her his familiar. Then there was green slime that fell from a tree, burning all of the girls' clothes off and doing nasty stuff. I have found my familiar, please let me keep it. Alex asked, and Issei knocked him out so he could deal with this. Hey, slime. He yelled, and it looks at Issei. He took a deep breath and roared. The whole area was shaking. Everyone paled when they listened to the roar. Heaven and the underworld was shaking, and people all over the multiverse felt the roar. Tiamat knew her most powerful roar would be a mouse squeak to this roar. I'm heaven. WWW, what I is TT that. Michelle said with fear in his eyes and the roar. In the underworld, the four devil king were in a mending when it hit. Okay, so let's get to the next TA. They all yelled when all the windows broke with the ground shaking. Then they paled when they heard the roar. The dimensional gap. WWW, what is that? Great Red and Office asked. Their ears were going through so much pain. The whole dimensional gap was shaking like mad at the roar. Then it hit them. It was Issei's roar. Back at the forest, the slime was shaking madly with fear and got off the girls and ran into the forest and never came out. Everyone looked and saw Issei teeth we are razor sharp, and his eyes are his omniverse emperor mode, and he has blood red scale over his body. His sweatshirt and shirt ripped off, and his ripped body was there for all the girls to drool over, and Tiamat's face was as red as Ria's hair, and she never looked away from his 10-pack abs. Issei was breathing a little heavy. Wow, Issei-sama, that was a really loud roar. Where do you lead to roar like that? Asked the dragon queen. If you think that was loud, my father can do it way louder. They all got scared at that. He then saw someone that he did not think he would see. Issei, it's so good to see you again. Mio said with a smile on her face. Yeah, it is, but why are you here and how do you know about this place? He asked the fallen. Story continues below. We am a fallen angel, that's why. She had 4 fallen wings, and Issei looks shocked. I did not expect that at all. Well, we are going to go back to my place. Do you want to come? Issei asked as he blushed. I would love to come back to your house, Issei-sama. All the girls glared at her. Okay, let's all head back to. Oh man, we need a place. We all can't stay. Issei-sama, can we stay at your houses? Riaz asked the young god. What the hell, you know what, fine, there is plenty of room and we are going to my other mansion. They all teleport to Issei's other mansion. Holy shit, this house is really big. Alex yelled at the top of his lungs. Yeah, I am the richest man alive, so I can have things like this. Let's get inside. Issei put his finger on the door and the door unlocked. How did you do that, Issei-sama? It was so cool. Russ asked the god. You really want to know, Riaz, really? Issei asked, and Riaz had stars in her eyes. Yes, I really do. She yelled. Fingerprint recognition. He said that she lost all happiness. Issei opens the door but sent someone in there. He powered up, as did Tiamat, and he yelled. Who is in my house? Come out now. He yelled, and out came none other than Issei's father. Issei, is that how you greet you, dad? I am so disappointed. Jason said as Issei ran and gave him a hug, then bumped fist with him. It's good to see you, dad, it's been too long. Oh, and these are my friends. Issei told his father. Yes, and I know all, but the blue hair girl are devils, and the red dragon emperor is here too. Hello, Drake, it's good to see you. The Omni God King spoke up. My lord, it's good to see you too. Drake, he said with fear in his voice. Drake, are you okay? You seem scared. Alex asked, but Drake did not listen to him. Tiamat, it's good to see you again. Issei's father told the dragon queen, who smiled. Yes, it is, my lord. She said and bowed. Then Riaz introduced everybody. Hi there, Mr. Coleman, my name is Riaz Gremory. This is Akeno Himejima and Yudo Kiba and Alex Haidu Akaneko Tauju, my peerage. They all bowed to Issei's father. Well, it's nice to know that my son has good friends and well-looking one to our son. Jason spoke up with a smile. Dad, what the heck, don't say that. Issei said with his face red. Story continues. Bella, need to talk with my son. Can I have a moment with him, please? Jason asked as they all left, and Jason got serious, as did Issei. So what's up? What did you want to talk about? Issei asked as he sat on the couch. I see you have awakened your powers, but you can't access it all. It was your mother's wish to seal your power. Now, Issei, I will ask you this. Do you want your seal removed? Issei's father asked, and Issei shook his head. Not yet. I want to do it when I fight Riser so I can scare the 3 fractions leaders to death. It will be so much fun, ha 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 ha. Issei told his father with a smile. Okay there, Tiger, I also heard your roar. It was loud, but nothing to your old man's. Jason told Issei, who laughed. Ha yeah, it was good to see you, dad. Issei told his old man, who smiled as he gave his dad one more hug, and his dad was gone. He went to the living room to find all the girls there. Where did Alex and Kiba go? Issei asked Riaz. They left to go to their own house, so it's just us. Issei, and Rainer is here too. Issei lost all his color as he looked at the couch and saw her looking like she was going to hang him. You better have one hell of an explanation for this, but I do like having the girls around. Rainer told Issei as the girls talked. Issei spoke up. Hey everyone, I am going to get a shower, then I am bed, good night ladies, and I will see you all in the morning. He said and went to take a shower. He got his clothes and went to the take a shower. Only to see Mio there. Issei-sama, can I wash your back please? Mio said with a red face, and Issei nodded his head and got undressed and put a towel over his lower part of his body, and she went behind him to have her eyes widened when she saw all the scars on his back, then got a wash rag and scrubbed his back. Thank you Mio-sama for doing this, I have a hard time trying to get my back. Issei said, and then his eyes widened when he heard Mio towel and felt her big tits to go on his back. Don't move Issei-sama, if you do I will kill you 100 times. She said and moaned as she cleaned Issei's back with her boobs. She eventually finished and Issei got up and got dressed and looked to see Mio got dressed, but all she did was put the shirt back on and underwear, and that's it, no bra. Well, let's get to bed. Issei said as they walked to his room. Make the bed bigger and the room and no TV. When they got there, Issei saw all the girls there waiting for him. Mio just giggles and pushed Issei on the bed, and she got on his lap and rested her head on his chest. The rest of the girls were on his legs, arms, abs, chest, and with that Issei was off to sleep. Today was the day Rias and Riser have their rating game. Today was the day that Issei's secret is revealed. Standing in a VIP room ready for the battle to start, Issei then saw Surziches, Serafal, Ajuka, Falbium, Michelle, Gabriel, Azazel all siding with Issei, and they wonder how Issei was here. Excuse me, but may I ask who are you, young man? Surziches spoke up and Issei looked over and smiled. My name is Issei Surziches Lucifer, and I am a friend of your sister's. That got him to grab Issei's hand and shake it with pride. My sisters have told me lots about you, Issei, it's finally nice to meet you. The Devil King told Issei, who nodded his head. Yeah, same here Surziches, and it's good to see all of 3 fractions leaders here, might want to look your best. Issei told them and they all looked confused. And why is that Issei-sama? Sarful asked Issei. Because I am here, Leviathan. All the leaders went pale as they turned around and saw the Omni God King standing right there. My lord, what brings you here today? Azazel asked as everyone there bowed to Issei. Father. I got bored so I decided to come here. Why, is there a problem with me coming to the universe? Jason asked them with a cocked eyebrow. No, not at all my lord, we are all so happy you would come here. The Archangel spoke up and Jason smiled. That's more like it, the game is about to start and I want to watch the whole thing. Jason snapped his fingers and a throne came out and he sat down. My lord, may I ask where your wife is at? Surziches asked the Omni God. She passed away, so please do not bring it up. Jason said. They all gasped to be told their queen is dead. I am so sorry that happened, my lord. Ajuka said with sadness. Soon later Graphia appears in a hologram and started to speak. Hello everyone, my name is Graphia Lucifer and I will be the judge of the rating game between Riser Phoenix and Ria's Gremory. Will each team go to their spot on the land please? She asked as they all made their way to the place they are to go. My lord, it's so good to see you again. Lady Phoenix said as she bowed. Story continues below. Yes it is, it's been so long. I see you took the title of Lady Phoenix from your mother and same with your husband. Jason asked the Phoenix, who nodded her head. Yes my lord, and I hope Rias can beat my older brother, he is too cocky in battle, but who are you, handsome? Lady Phoenix said, then looked over to see Issei looking as fresh as ever. One on each hand. Story continues below. My name is Issei, but I go by Issei. Nice to meet such a beautiful young lady like you. He bowed and kissed her hand. My oh my, such a gentleman you are. Well, it was nice to meet you Issei-sama, but I must go catch you later. She gave Issei a kiss on the cheek, making him blush and walk away, and Ria's game started. Well, Ria's is not doing that bad for a first timer. Issei said as Ria's has take out 9 pawns, 2 bishops, 2 knights, but lost Kiba and Kaneko. She was on the top of the school with Alex and Riser had his queen and they are losing to Riser. He picked Alex up and said. When I am done with this kid there won't be enough healing the world could do for him. Riser made his final attack, but Rias stepped in. Stop, I quit, please leave Issei alone. Rias cried and jumped on Riser and he smiled. Rias has resigned, the winner is Lord Riser. Graphia said, and everyone left to get ready for the wedding, but Issei just went home ready to take the world by storm. At the wedding not only did Rias lose to Riser, Alex could not beat him too. Rias felt all hope go away. I welcome you all to a carry big day that the Phoenix clan and the Gremory clan we are ga. Riser started talking but was interrupted by the guards. Hey, you stop and state your business. He yelled as Riser and everyone looked over and Rias felt hope crawl in her heart when she saw Issei and he was looking as handsome as ever because all the girls blushed. I am here to get Ria's Gremory out of a wedding with the Phoenix trash. Riser was it? I just can't seem to remember. Issei asked and some people giggled. Boy, who do you think you are to crash my wedding? Riser demanded from Issei, who said nothing but someone spoke up for him. Because I told him to. They all looked to see Jason and they all bowed to him in respect. My lord. Surziches said with fear in his eyes. Story continues below. Me lord, why did you play this? Riser asked with the utmost respect. Riser, for someone who has countless reading games wins, you were nearly defeated by someone who had just had their first battle. I'm sure your parents were disappointed in you. Jason told Riser as everyone continues to listen. It's the thought that counts, my lord. Riser told Jason, who sighed. Well, I think you should get a chance to prove yourself worthy by fighting Issei. Do you expect? Jason asked, and Riser smiled. 1. You want to fight, boy? I will give you one. Riser told Issei, who also smiled. Okay, let's get this battle started. Jason teleported Issei and Riser to the fighting arena. This will be your end, boy. Riser said and got ready. Issei, what do you want if you win? Jason asked his son, who took a deep breath and spoke up. Maria's Gremory to be free of the marriage. He said. Issei's shirt and pants burn off and blood-red shorts form on him. All the devil girls blush and drool to Issei's body. My lord, who is this kid, may I ask? Azazel asked the god, who smiled. You will know in time, Jason said with a smile, and a bright light glowed, and then great red and office were there. Put the seal on my rings, please. Issei asked, and his dad did as his prince asked. Go get them, show them why you're my son, and your mother would be proud. She watches over up. That made Issei power up a little because of his mother death because of them. Riser, are you ready to fear me? I was never human, I was something else. Issei has his aura flare over him, and he took off one ring, giving him 25% of his power. No, it's CAMTB this power. They are all pinned to their knees, unable to get up because of Issei power. I am Issei Coleman, son of Jason Coleman and Tracy Coleman, Omni God King and Queen. I am the Omni God Prince. He roared and run at Riser in a flash of black lighting. Everyone gasped. You're no Omni King, son, only a scared kid. Riser yelled and sent a fireball at Issei for him to catch it dead on. Everyone was quiet and Issei just laughed. Ha, kid bitch, let me show you what real power is. Issei takes off one more ring. Now the arena is shaking from Issei power. The 3 fractions leaders had to go on max power and put a barrier over the fight with them, still pinned it on their knees, and Jason is laughing his ass off. What is this power? Riser said. Then Issei sparta him in the wall, then also kneed him twice in the gut and punch him in the air, and jumped up and sent a powerful punch down on him. Quit or die. Issei offers the choice to Riser, who did not take it to heart. Won't lose to a person whose mom was a whore and did nothing but Alex people. Riser yelled and Issei head wet down as his galaxy aura exploded around his body as Riser pissed himself and everyone was gasping for air. Issei's father had to power up a bit and help to let them breath if they thought the ground was shaking before. It's nothing compared to this. Don't talk about my mother in front of me, bitch. Issei ran at him and punched him so hard the whole arena blew up. Jason sent everyone out and ran to help Issei because, you bastard, die. Issei yelled and kicked him in the wall, then slammed his head on his knee and threw him out of the arena and slammed him back down, ready to kill Riser. Issei looked to see his dad. Issei, enough, I know this is not you. He power up with the ground trembling to his power. Issei looked at Riser, then his father. Issei, my little prince, what happened? Issei stopped dead in his tracks and looks and had a tear go down his when he saw whose voice it was. Mom? Issei asked and she nodded her head. Yes, baby, is me. Issei's mom told him as tears rolled off his eyes. Mama, I am so sorry, I was not strong enough to protect you, please forgive me. Issei cried as his mother walked up and put her hand on his face. Oh Issei, I was never mad at you. You were too young and you are now strong. Now grow, my prince, fight and protect those clothes, because when the time comes your power will pass mine and your father's, so grow strong Issei, and know I always live in your heart. Tracy said as she fades away from the ground. I will, mama, I will rise to the top, I will be stronger than you and dad, I will fight for what is right. Issei yelled and Issei looks over and saw all the girls tackle him and yell at him. He then saw Lord Phoenix and Lady Phoenix. Your Highness, it's nice to meet you. I am Jackson Phoenix, or better known as Lord Phoenix. This is my wife Sarah Phoenix, or Lady Phoenix. We wanted to thank you for putting our oldest son in his place. Lord Phoenix told Issei, who smiled. 1. Your Highness, please forgive up and the 3 fractions. 2. For Riser words. Surziches came over and spoke up to Issei. It's fine, the only reason I hate the 3 fractions was because when your war keep going even after my father told you to stop, my mother was attacked by a fallen angel leader in a weak state. Issei told him as the other leaders walked over. Your Highness, I might know who killed your mother. Azazel told Issei, who grew serious. I will give you 10 seconds and you and everyone life depends on it, so speak carefully. Issei told Azazel, who took a deep breath. It was a fallen named Kakabiel. Azazel said to Issei, who nodded and walked to his father. The fallen angel leader Kakabiel killed mom, I will avenge here. Issei said and his father sighed. Okay, but be careful, I am heading back by my son. Jason hugged Issei and they all were going to go back to Issei's place. Unknown location, sir, the Omni God King has a son, his name is Issei Coleman. A man spoke up to someone sitting on a throne with red eyes. I know I killed his mother, we will meet one day Issei, and I can't wait for it. And? So how was this story? I hope you like it. And if you like it, share this story with your friends and like the video too. And don't forget to subscribe our channel for daily awesome fanfiction. Okay, it's time for me to go. Bye bye.